So I just got done watching episode 18, Mystery of a Thousand Moons, of the Clone Wars Season 1. If you don't know, I am watching every single episode of the Clone Wars, starting with Season 1, going all the way to Season 7, along with all other Disney Star Wars related things. Well, I guess anything on Disney Plus. But anyways, getting into the review of this episode. Now, this is a little bit stronger than the previous episode, in my personal opinion, just because there's more going on, a little bit more things that are interesting, I guess, and we're introduced to a lot more variety rather than just the main cast that we all know is going to live because of plot armor. But with all that being said, it's still not a crazy episode. I consider this to still be filler. Now, basically, it starts off. One of the vials got away via one of the little rabbit robot, the little shit that got away. He ended up finding a bomb. He rearmed the bomb. Place blew up. They were able to seal the facility off before the airborne virus got out, but it leaked into basically the safe areas, and everyone inside got infected, including Padme, Ahsoka, Rex, and a few clones. So they decided to run around, kill all the droids while they were dying from this fucking shadow virus, which acts a lot slower than I thought it would have. Based off those camels dying in mere seconds after touching the water, but maybe the airborne virus is just a little slower. But with that being said, the whole episode is basically Anakin and Obi-Wan go to try to find a cure for the virus. They need a route from a specific planet, so they go to the planet. Planet's like, yo, you guys are stuck here because, what's his name? Booley, I think it was, right? Not Booley. What was it? Droll, the ghost of Droll, was like the main thing, but it wasn't actually a ghost. It ended up being a security system designed by the Separatists. Nice little energy field that basically triggers whenever a ship goes by the asteroid belt, and it'll just basically make a bunch of laser walls so that any ships trying to leave would just get destroyed. But the main guy, Jabbo Hood, I believe his name is, Jabbo Hood, the young kid who was able to modify a shit ton of droids, by the way. Really cool design. I think this episode did a lot with a little, a lot with very little. You just had a random planet that was stranded in basically the middle of nowhere, and they had to get the roots, and then they had to go save the people because, we all know they live somehow, basically, is how this episode was for me. But I will say, it was a little bit better than the last one, not by much. Main highlights are the customized droids. Some of them had faces on them, drawn on the back head of it. I especially like the small droids with the, what are they called? It's the blue droids, battle droids. I don't remember what they're called, but the ones with, like, the fucking guns on the wrist, Having that on the droids, the vulture droid hammock, that was pretty goofy. Overall, not too bad. We got some more races there. An angelic being that was just basically a pure white fucking glowing. I think they called them an angel. What literally had like bug wings on the back. Pretty cool designs. Much better than just seeing that fucking blue scientist. Can't even remember his fucking name. But cool idea, I guess. They made a virus, but no plan for a cure. Kind of a stupid idea, because if you're gonna make a virus, you kind of want a cure. Even though I know the idea is that, like, oh, well, if we have the virus, we eliminate all the enemies, bada bing, bada boom. But, like, the Separatists have human, or not human, but, like, living allies, so it's a little bit of a weird concept there. But I get it. They probably needed to really extend this filler arc in the virus arc, I guess. But overall, wasn't like a terrible episode. Got some decent character development with Anakin, a little bit more with what I was talking about from the previous episode. I think these episodes, while they're filler and they're not really like, keeping me on the edge of my seat, we get moments like a cursed looking Ahsoka. She literally looked like she had fucking COVID-20. She was looking sick as fuck out there. Same with Padme, and Rex probably looked the worst. I mean, bro literally looked... His face was white with a bunch of veins popping out. You know what I mean? Like, Yo, F in the... If I saw that on a trooper of mine, on my captain, F in the chats for that guy. That guy's fucked, alright? But, you know, he makes it because the medical droids are the goats, not because of plot armor. You know, but... Yeah, this is just another one of those episodes that age is not great because you know everyone survives, and you don't get that much character development amongst everyone else, other than the fact that it's, like, sacrifice. Like, Ahsoka's okay with sacrificing herself. She's not being an annoying brat, and she recognizes the risk that she's doing, being trapped down there. You know, she's obviously gonna die from the virus, but she's gotta make sure no one's gotta get out. But, character development, I kind of lean towards like the Anakin Obi-Wan thing. Anakin's very much like, I need the results, we need to find the results, this is the plan, let's get to it right now. Where Obi-Wan's kind of like, think for a moment, Anakin, we got to take a step back. I think one of the quotes was literally like, let's take 2 steps back, you know, before doing the leap, so that we can figure out how to do the leap, you know. And Anakin was like, well, sometimes you just got to do the leap, you know, no time for the steps back. A little bit of arguing between the two. But you definitely get to see that, like, even though Anakin's quick to get results, which he kind of is throughout the entirety of Anakin's, I guess, life, if you want to say, he's always very results now. We need to get to the end now. You know, earlier on in the Clone Wars, it definitely seems like he's more forgiving of mistakes when it comes to dealing with enemies. You know, he disobeys orders when it comes to getting to results, but he's always like, okay, we have a villain here, he says there's no cure, now we go find the cure, you know? Where I feel like later Anakin, season 5, 6, 7, is probably more likely to just take a saber, behead him, and then just move on, or threaten him via using the Force, and like forcing out information from him. I feel like that would be more in tune with the later Anakins, especially if we're getting closer to the Vader arc. But I think earlier Anakin recognizes that, like, he can't just fucking kill people, you know? We've seen it with the Blue Doctor, the German doctor here, and we've seen it with, the Fat Newt Gunray. He was also very lenient when it came to capturing the Fat Newt Gunray. Can't remember his name, but he's literally just Fat Newt Gunray. You know, that's what I'm gonna call him. But yeah, he was trying to escape. He was captured because Anakin basically cut through a bunch of droids and then got to him. And while he was trying to run away, Anakin forced him up, basically asserting his dominance, showing that he's got nowhere to run. But I feel like old Anakin would have quickly just killed him and been done with it. Or sorry, like, old in terms of an older Anakin, you know? Closer to the Vader, you know, season 4, 5, 6, in that range. 7. You know, because we see in the later seasons, he definitely pulling that kill trigger a lot more. You know, with Admiral Trench, iconic scene, and then a few others that I remember from back in the day. But definitely seems like he's a lot more lenient, especially when it came to the life of Padme, which we all know if this was a Revenge of the Sith Anakin and someone threatened Padme's life, they are getting deleted immediately. But yeah, thought it was interesting. Outside of that character development, I guess string of character development, because it's not just tribute to this episode. There's not really much else, you know. We got custom droids, I guess, which is kind of cool. The Mystery of Thousand Moons idea was pretty cool. We got to see the asteroid belt laser system. It's pretty cool. We got to see some of the clones be infected, and, you know, Ahsoka harness her inner Jedi finally, and she's starting to mature a lot better in these later episodes, where she's recognizing that her life might not be as valuable as like a planet or the galaxies or whatever, right? So she's very much getting in tune with the whole Jedi system, I guess is a better way to say it. But other than that, we got a new creature, 2 new creatures technically. One of them is a plant species, I don't really count it, but the other one was a Xandu, which is basically, it's a bat, but it has a like an ogre face with, I think, 6 eyes or 4 eyes. Pretty interesting looking creature. Love to see it in Lego one day, maybe, possibly, probably not. I don't think they would ever do a Lego set for these old episodes, but just a thought. But yeah, thought it was pretty cool. Overall, can't give it more than a 5 out of 10. Not a terrible episode, by any means. Not like dog shit, not unwatchable, you know, I would watch it again type situation. Gun to my head, no problem watching this. But like, just again, it's filler. You know, we know everyone survives. And at the end of the day, most of this is killing time, but at least we got some cool things, you know? We had that new angelic species, we had the Xandus, we had Obi-Wan Anakin's relationship being solidified a little bit more. Little things here and there to like, you know? It's not unwatchable, which is my main thing, you know? Any unwatchable episodes, I'll be quick on the jump, you know what I mean? But that's pretty much all I want to say, just a quick one. But yeah, that's been episode 18. Oh shit, is this 18 or 19? I think it's 19. Holy fuck. Oh shit, now I don't remember. Oh well, it'll be in the title. Regardless, fairly okay episode. Slightly average, slightly above average, however you want to say it, but, you know, my opinion, 5 out of 10. Yeah, looking for the next one. If you if you made it to the end, I want to thank you for watching all the way to the end, and as always, I hope you have a good day.